Welcome back to Doom 2016. It's the final episode.
It's been 18 years.
It's been 18 years, roughly. Well, those portals to hell, they take a long time to... We've already established this in the lore of the videos. It's the last video of this game. This is Argent. It's the well. This is the last big combat test, I would say. There's multiple pretty cool big fights, and I'm just buying all the weapon mods that I didn't buy before because I didn't even use them, and I'm still not going to.
Yeah, I remember that happening to me during my latest run-through of this game.
Yeah, so that's something that's new, is you, in the time between the last episode and this episode, you have played through all of this game, and also all of a few other Doom games. Yep. And also some other games.
I've played through almost the whole catalog, except the ones that no longer exist.
Yep. There's plenty of them. There's plenty of games that are difficult to find, too, like the Doom RPG games.
I have played those, though.
I have not, and I don't know if/when I ever will. I really like this level. We've talked about it before. This level gives me Mortal Kombat vibes. For some reason, the movie. A lot of the hell levels remind me of Shang Tsung's Island. And Goro gets kicked in the face and he falls to his death. Kind of looks like this.
Those were 500 coin sunglasses, asshole.
Do they use coins as currency in Doom?
I don't know.
Mortal Kombat?
I was trying to remember what you were spending earlier to do your weapon upgrades.
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
like, it don't matter.
Yes.
None of this matters.
It doesn't matter. They are basically coins.
You have to spend the hell coins.
You have to spend the hell coins. It's true. This is a good game. I'm gonna be sad to see it go. But I will also be glad to be done with it, in the sense that this project has been, for one reason or another, haunting me for years. You know, you start with the best of intentions. I think to myself, this is a really fun game. It's a game I like a lot. I'm gonna share it with the world in the way that I like to play it, and share it with my brother, who at that time hadn't experienced it at all. And then, for whatever reason, nothing but turmoil has occurred since the beginning of this Let's Play. I'm genuinely concerned that it might be cursed.
Oh, fuck, dude. Is this safe? Are we safe? Should I be wearing like a biohazard suit in case demon ectoplasm gets splattered all over me? It makes me sick.
Get your rad suit out.
Get my rad... Oh, bringing it back to Doom. Genius!
Yeah. Thanks. It's true. The time I'm not gonna rag on it too much, but like, so many horrible things have happened in my life since the beginning of this Let's Play.
Oh fuck.
I know. It's year after year of pets passing away, of having to move houses, having to move house.
Wait a minute.
You having pets pass away.
We started this before you moved? Yeah. Really? Yes. You're telling me we've been doing this for 3 years at least?
Yep.
But dude, what the hell?
It was 2022. It was not long before I moved. It was a few months, but yep. It was before I moved. It was... Like I said, it was 2022. I actually recorded the first episode in 2021, though, and I wasn't sure how long it was going to take us to do commentary.
God, no wonder you haven't been doing this. I didn't know it was that long.
Yep. I'm glad to be done with it. I want to move on. This game isn't long. That's also the other thing. So, you know, our first project that will remain in the dirt because I choose to leave it there, being Dark Souls, was...
You missed out on so much, viewer. Listener.
There was, you know... I am sad that I never got to the Ready Player One discussion, because that's the one that lives rent-free in my head from Dark Souls, but maybe we can talk about Ready Player One some other time, because there's a lot to go over there. But anyways, my point being, or ultimately what I wanted to say on Dark Souls was, that was also, like, a massive undertaking for me, and so I deliberately chose a game that was only 8 hours long, and it still took me about 3 years to complete.
Dark Souls 1's only 8 hours long?
No, Doom is only 8 hours long.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? I felt like that game took
Dark
me like
Souls
60 hours or something.
Dark Souls is about 60 hours, yes. And to be fair to myself, I got through maybe 10 hours of it, I think. We got to, like, episode 12 or something, or 20 or something. I don't remember how many it was, but I got through, I want to say, about 10 hours worth of footage, and that was fine. And then I deliberately said, I don't want to do a game this long again, so let's do Doom, because that game's short. And then...
and then the title card dropped, which said, yes, Doom 2, Hell on Earth.
Pretty much. We're literally living through it. It doesn't really get much worse than this.
No, this is really bad.
Well, I shouldn't say that, because it could get a lot worse. In fact, it's probably going to.
Yeah, it's gonna get worse.
Anyways,
before it gets better.
How long do you think I can shoot this minigun?
What do you mean? Like, how long can you hold the button?
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you get... There's an infinite upgrade, right?
I do have the infinite upgrade, and I am also on infinite ammo.
Oh, well, hell.
So, I'm playing this on Nightmare difficulty, and I hate to always call back to the first episode, but you asked me about difficulty in this game, and I said this was a game that gets a lot easier as it goes on. And well, this is what I meant. You can just use one gun, and it has infinite ammo. And you can kill pretty much everything, and as long as you just don't take damage, you're fine. Like, it's easy peasy. So this isn't the most fun way to play the game by any stretch of the imagination. I suppose there's some satisfaction to, like,
and now you have quad damage.
The system. And now I have quad damage, so it's even better. And it makes an even better noise. I remember when I was... whenever I edit these videos, or whenever I record with quad damage, I feel like I'm shouting. Because it's so loud. I have the volume at 35%, and it's still a little loud for me. That's better. So, I say it's not the most fun way to play, and I think that's true, but that's sort of that's the thorn in the side of this game. This game, I would say, overall, is pretty fantastic. It's really good. It's really well made. It's really well paced. It's not too... funnily enough, it's very in your face from the first-person shooting, like, perspective, but it's not really in your face in any other perspective. It lets the action take the front seat, which I like a lot. But it's a remarkably unbalanced game, which isn't the worst thing for a single-player experience to be, but it doesn't encourage you away from that. If there's a best solution to a problem, there's really no reason not to take it. Oh my god, it's glowy, man.
Aren't they sentinels or something?
Yeah, those are the Night Sentinels.
The Night Sentinels.
Who, at this point in the game, we don't have a lot of backstory on who they are. There are a couple of lore entries for Argent that talk about it and the well, and the Night Sentinels being guardians of the Wraiths, and the Wraiths are those things that we're stabbing the Crucible into to suck the power out or whatever. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know what's happening. I never did. If you thought I was some sort of Doom lore expert, you were mistaken.
Yeah, what the hell? You're crushing my spirit right now.
I never knew anything about the lore of this game. I just knew about how good it was to play, and how satisfying it was. And that's what I wanted to share more than anything. I do like the story of this game, but I think it's... If I'm speaking personally, I don't love lore entries. I mean, I also don't love bad stories, but...
I never read the lore entries.
Yeah, there's really no reason to. Yeah, that's how I felt about it. Like, some of the lore entries are... I have read some of them, but I haven't explored any of them in the videos, because it's tremendously boring. I suppose we could have dedicated some time to covering them in bonus videos or something, but there's no point. The game is about a guy who's really mad at demons, and he wants to kill them. And then also there's a bunch of people in a corporate headquarters somewhere making terrible decisions that always result in demons. And that's the thing that this guy hates. So it's sort of a vicious cycle. The UAC is always summoning demons. The Doom guy's always cleaning it up. It's like Batman and the Joker or something. I don't know.
Or like a demon chasing cars.
I don't even know what's going on anymore. I recorded this video in like a haze, a fog of my mind. You know...
This definitely has some final episode energy.
Thank you for saying that. I was also going to say, I don't know that we've ever talked about it in recording. Maybe we have, but, oh shit, I literally my mind just blanked on what I was going to say. What did we used to talk about? What was I going to say? Oh, fuck.
Right now? Or
how embarrassing.
Previous episodes?
No, yeah, literally. I forgot what I was going to say. No, I mean, there's something that I was going to bring up about the quality. Oh, I remember it now. This is amazing content. I don't know if you've ever said it in a video, but you've asked me before about intention. Like, if I'm playing the game and I'm like looking at something and I want to talk about it in commentary and you're not sure about that because we record these commentaries live. I don't give you like a pre-game about what the video's gonna be.
There's no script, folks.
There's no script. This is the video with like the least amount of intention in it. This was like, I booted up the game. I was like, let's just finish the game. And then I picked the last level and I recorded it in one go. I didn't bother re-recording anything. Sometimes I do. This time I didn't bother. It was just, I hate to say it in terms that are so blunt, but I was happy to be done. I was happy for this LP to be over. Not because I hate it, but because I was really starting to feel sick of just not having it be completed. And so it's kind of like that thing when you start a class and like in college or something, and like, you know, the first couple months you're like, okay, I'm gonna like study and like focus on what's going on, and then, you know, Christmas is, you know, Thanksgiving's starting to roll around, Christmas is around the corner, life is catching up, and you're just like, fuck it, just like, you know, finish the last assignment, don't even proofread it, send it in, who cares? Like, give me a C. I don't, just end my suffering, please. So, I'm saying this is my rough equivalent of a C, so if you want to grade the rest of my videos on that curve, feel free.
Fuck. Well, we're not doing Doom Eternal, folks.
No, we're definitely doing Doom Eternal.
Oh, we're doing Doom Eternal?
At some point, yeah. I don't know if we're going to do it immediately after this.
I was going to say, you have such final episode energy. Yeah, this feels like season 5 finale of Alias right here, where you're just winging it. Alias,
what a show. Remember the big red orb? And then that was also in Star Trek. I can't get off topic, I'm sorry. We're talking about Doom. We're not talking about big red orbs. Although, there should be a big red orb in Doom. That would be fitting.
Well, if we get J.J. Abrams to complete a Doom project, there will be.
Chainsawing the Baron. They should make another Doom movie, like one that's actually good.
Yeah. But they'll fuck it up again.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's actually pretty hard, I think, to make a Doom movie compelling, because screenwriters want to have stuff happen in the movie. They just need to get Chad Stahelski, or whatever his name is, from John Wick. Get him to do it.
I know, they really do. They can borrow from Aliens, I think, where we can have a character like Ripley who's anti-corporate, and that will be Doom Guy. And then we'll have a shady UAC guy, and then we'll just have demons everywhere. But I don't know. I can't think of the rest, because the rest is going to be very tonal.
It is tonal, and I will say I appreciate the Ripley call out. Although I do think if you have a Doom guy as a protagonist, you really do need to have him be a silent protagonist. Mm-hmm. You know, I think the way that they try to handle it in the first Doom movie is okay, because it harkens back to the Doom Bible that Tom Hall put together, where, like, there are supposed to be multiple characters, and then that just, you know, went away because John Romero wanted a game that was fun. And he wanted to move fast and shoot demons, which is understandable. But I always broke that down as sort of being like, make it like a crew, but then there's the one guy that's the Doom guy, and he's silent, he doesn't say anything, and he's like maybe a little bit in the background during the first act, but then literally, like, you have the Suicide Squad type opening where everybody dies except for him, and then the rest of the movie is just like insane action.
Yeah. I feel like John Wick himself comes to pretty close to being a silent protagonist. He has very few lines, and he just needs to serve one purpose.
Yep. Listen, you can have Doom Guy meaningfully looking at a photograph of his pet rabbit, Daisy.
And that will say more
I didn't than any line of dialogue.
He is
could.
John Wick, isn't he? He kills people in a ballet of death, set to kick-ass music while lamenting a pet. Fuck.
You can understand why this game is toned the way it is, because John Wick 1 came out 2 years before this did, which means this was in development at the time. However, as we all know, and I will talk about some of the, I was going to call them show notes, but let's be real.
Yeah, what the hell are you talking show notes?
I don't have notes, but I do have like recommendations that I was going to give people at the end of this about if they like Doom media, what they should be watching. But I was going to say that John Wick came out, and it was obviously a pretty big inspiration, and like the story writing came together for this game pretty late into development, all things considered. I mean, makes sense because it's not a story-forward game, but there were a lot of iterations on it, and I feel like the John Wick inspiration is actually right on point. You know, Hugo Martin saw the parallels between the dog and the rabbit and was like, we're going for it. That's just how it feels to me.
Is Daisy even in this?
No. I don't even know that she's mentioned in this. But it is sort of... It is the lore of Doom, and it is something that was referenced around this time in a few places. As this game blew up in popularity, and people were talking about the story of Doom, Daisy gets brought up pretty frequently. More frequently than even the original games show her. She's literally in, well, technically speaking, one cutscene. You could argue that she's in two. I don't know that it's ever confirmed that she's the one that's dead at the end of episode 3, but she is definitely the one that you see at the end of episode 4. I assume it has to be the one in episode 3 as well, though. Of OG Doom. But yeah, Daisy doesn't make an appearance in this game. As far as I'm aware, Daisy doesn't make an appearance in Doom 3. Doom 3 is sort of like nebulous canon at this point. It's referenced a lot in Doom 2016 and a little bit in Doom Eternal, but I think a lot of those references are more for flavor and not for canon.
I mean, it's all kind of canon, right? Because Doom got multiverse pilled.
I guess. I don't know. I guess.
Because this is the same Doom guy from the other Dooms, right?
Yes, this Doom guy is the same Doom guy that's always been around since the original Doom, but the Doom guy in Doom 3 isn't the same Doom guy. He's a different guy.
It's true. I don't even know who the Doom guy from the Doom RPGs are.
Yeah, that's also nebulous canon. Damn, girl, you looking kind of bad.
So
you know,
much.
I'm obsessed with it.
You know I'm obsessed with it.
Help me!
Fix me!
So, here's a question that I don't know the answer to. Is she becoming the Spider Mastermind, or is she dying and the Spider Mastermind is coming to life because of her sacrifice?
You know, I've read both interpretations. My initial reaction, though, when I first saw this, was that she was being consumed by the Cyber Demon. Just because she seemed like a hubristic person, and that seems to be what happens to people in this. Except for Sam Hayden. Spoilers.
I agree, and I would also like to say that I think that this Spider Mastermind is the same Spider Mastermind somehow from the first Doom game. Back for revenge against Doom Guy. It just feels appropriate in the ham-fisted comic book tone that this game goes for.
I can see that.
Don't worry too much about why the Spider Mastermind has lasers now instead of a chain gun, but whatever.
I don't think about that at all while playing Doom.
No, that is not something you should be thinking about in Doom. I shouldn't have even said anything. Although, one thing that I will say that should make you think of Doom is the Spider Mastermind boss song is actually a remix of BFG Division, and I don't see a lot of people talk about that. It's just not guitars, but it's the same exact musical structure as BFG Division, but with, like, tech sounds. Which I think is cool. I think it's a clever way to reuse music without it coming across as, like,
hell yeah, dude.
cynical.
You're ready to end this fight.
Oh, yeah.
Just get it over with.
It is kind of a pain in the ass, this fight.
I actually found it super easy.
Well, okay, the boss fights in general are pretty easy. This one is just more annoying because the Spider Mastermind has a lot of attacks that will just, like, damage the room, and you really just have, like this one, you have to jump up on this shit. You just always take a little bit of damage. It's not that it's hard, it's just frustrating.
You almost sound like someone who wouldn't enjoy Doom Eternal, but I know you enjoy Doom Eternal.
Oh, I love Doom Eternal. It is one of my favorite games, which is why we will get to it eventually. I don't know if we're getting to it next or if we're gonna do something else next.
In 4 more years.
Oh God, please, no. Please, God, let it be faster and easier the next time around. Now, I like Doom Eternal a lot because of the thing I was talking about earlier about how this game's a little too forgiving. It's a little too easy. Doom Eternal is, in my opinion, not too easy. It is the right difficulty.
Did you switch to the BFG just to have it flow?
Yeah. Gotta keep that continuity up. You know, if you shoot all the ammo with the BFG, you still shoot it in the cutscene. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
You never beat Portal 2, right?
No, I never even played Portal 2.
There is also a continuity breaking cutscene at the end, but I can't tell you about it.
That's fine. I'll get to it someday. You know. Next time it's on sale for $2, I might buy it.
It's over. You stopped the invasion and closed the portal. But it's come at a price. Argent, Vega, this entire operation. You see, I've watched your work, come to understand your motivation. You think the only way is to kill them all, leave nothing behind. And you may be right. But we can't just shut it all down. Without Argent energy, it will be worse. I don't expect you to agree. But with this, we can continue our work. I am not the villain in this story. I do what I do because there is no choice.
Rerouting tether coordinates complete.
Our time is up. I can't kill you, but I won't have you standing.
Why does he say I can't kill you? He probably could, right?
See each other again.
It doesn't matter.
It don't matter. He's got this cool sword that I want to have, and it's the biggest blue balls ending of all time.
I honestly didn't like the ending. I don't. Yeah. He blows the cyber demon's brains out, and it's awesome. And then he's
it's a Spider Mastermind. It's not the cyber demon. Get it right. Sorry.
Night Sentinels. Anyway,
whatever.
And then we cut to this thing that feels like, the Marvel movie post-credit scene where it's like, oh shit, he wakes up in a chamber and Sam Aiden's there and he takes away his cool sword. I don't know. It felt like it's too much of a callback to boomer shooters because so many games end with like, and then it turns out you were a puppet all along, and I'm just like, I don't like it when they give you a power fantasy the whole way, and then at the very end they're like, oh, and we're using our big brain powers now. We're giving you the gotcha ending. And it's not that it's not that it comes out of nowhere, because it makes sense, but what I don't like about it is that it's just like, I don't know, it's not even sequel bait, really. It's just like a non-ending. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I don't like it, is like, if you are uncertain that you're going to make another, like, let's not do the TV show gamble, where, like, you do one or more cliffhangers or whatever. Just, how about don't do any cliffhangers and just do a satisfactory ending? Like, that's good.
Yeah.
Why don't people have faith that people will want more of that if they finish the story neatly? Like, I guess there are some exceptions. I've seen some people argue over the Max Payne trilogy and how Max Payne 3 is the perfect ending. But the thing is, though, is that Max Payne and 1-2 also end the Max Payne story. And it's fine if it keeps going, because it's a story that just could keep going, because actually each story is a different story, and it's like, you can just do a different story, damn.
Yeah, you don't need to set up for the future, really. You can just end it, because the beautiful thing about Doom is that there's always going to be more demons to kill.
Yeah. I feel like Halo
It's
2
not
got
like
lucky.
run out. Halo 2 did not... Halo 2 got lucky because the game literally came out at a time where it was the only thing anyone was playing.
Mm-hmm.
The ending wasn't... People don't really historically like Halo 2 in terms of story because of that. Like, it's bullshit. It's not a good ending, and especially... I mean, Halo 3 is a great game. It's a good follow-up, but it doesn't execute necessarily on the promise of what Halo 2 led people to believe they were getting. Anyways, that's Doom.
And it's not Halo.
I do really, really like this credit sequence, though.
Yes.
It's really, really fucking good.
It's very cool.
It's really cool. It's really visually interesting. What I love about this ending, or the sequence, I should say, is you can tell that it was made with love. You can tell that, especially the game as a whole.
He's doing the thing. Get out your phones.
He's doing the thing. You can tell that the people at id really wanted to commit to the legacy that Doom had, and that Doom should have, and that they were really interested in paying tribute to this game and like this series with this game. They wanted to pay tribute to the original Doom, do their own thing, sure, but they really wanted to make it clear that it was continuation and it was building on the past, and they weren't doing it without that knowledge. And so I really appreciate not just that ending sequence, but that ending sequence is sort of emblematic of the whole game, that you can tell they were really interested in just paying tribute, I guess. I don't know how else to put it. They really did well. So I've sped up the credits, but they're still 6 minutes long, and this is at, like, I don't know, probably double speed. I mean, I'm gonna include the credits because, you know, these are the people that made the game. I mean, except, I guess, for all the ZeniMax people that got credited. They didn't really do anything besides be the company that owned id Software when this game was made.
Great job, everyone.
So I was gonna talk about some projects, or projects is the wrong word. I was gonna talk about some other, I guess projects is the right word. I was gonna talk about other people's work on covering Doom, and some things that I've enjoyed over the years. Some time ago in the 1993 Let's Play that we were doing, I mentioned there's a YouTube series called, it was called 20 Years of Doom, and now it's called 25 Years of Doom, and eventually it'll have to be called 30 Years of Doom. It's Something Awful thread Let's Play, but they do videos, and I'm more familiar with the videos. Basically, they're covering not only all of id Software's release titles, including like Commander Keen and Wolfenstein and stuff, but they are going through the CAC Awards year by year, doing the top, 5 or top 10, whatever it is that the CAC Awards does. So they're covering they're covering a lot of it. Now, I will say that Let's Play series has been on hiatus for a while, so I don't know if they're ever going to get around to finish it. But I really liked what they put out, and I would encourage everyone to watch that series if they have enjoyed this series at all. I would also recommend people watch Tim Rogers' review of Doom. It's very good. I mean, Tim Rogers is great in general, but if you've never seen his videos, I think the Doom video is a good video to start with. It definitely opened my eyes to a lot of things and made me sort of rethink and also sort of compare my own journey with Doom and experience in life to Doom to his. And I mean, there's a lot of interesting things. And speaking of this game in particular, I also finally, I can't think there's anything else after this, also want to recommend the Noclip documentary that covers this game's development. It's an amazing video series that Danny O'Dwyer did back in 2017, 2018. I don't remember exactly when it was that they covered Doom, but they interviewed a lot of people that were involved with making this game, and it really gives you a lot of insights into their headspace and what they were attempting to do, and some of the things that I think they did successfully and some of the things that I think they faltered on. But it gives you a good insight into that headspace, which I think is important to understanding this game. So if any of those things sound interesting, please check them out. I love Doom, and I love Doom coverage, so, I watch probably more content than I make. I know that's true with how fucking long this video took to make. Or, this video series, I should say. Yeah, there's a lot of cool Doom content out there that you should watch. That's not this, because this sucks.
Jesus Christ. You can't promote like this. Anyway, I also love Doom. I did not record any of it. And if you want to know more about Doom, just find me on social media and ask me if Doom is good, and then I will say, yeah.
Do not find me on social media, and don't ask me anything.
No, he's... unless he can't... Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you're going to call me greasy about my opinions.
Only about
then
Star Wars.
I'm on board. Well, I'm looking forward to people calling me greasy about all sorts of things in my life. It needs to happen more often, I think. Yeah, so that was my little spiel. I didn't really have it planned, but I always thought about, what are some of the other Doom stuff that I've watched that I've liked, and those all come to mind. I'm sure there's some other ones. There's a lot of other really good Let's Plays that are way better than this one. But whatever. I had fun making it.
You can find me at alex.hdoom.
Excuse me. Hdoom.
Yeah, just kidding.
Are you aware
I am
of Hdoom?
Yeah, I am aware of Hdoom. That's why I did the bit. I am not associated with Hdoom at all. I just thought it'd be funny to throw an Hdoom reference in there.
It is funny.
It's okay. Sorry for all the parents at home.
Anyways, that's the video.